Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today, another episode of Re-Get or Regret. So, for those of you that might be new, Re-Get or Regret, we go through a handful of bottles that Mike recently emptied. And we tell you whether we would rebuy them, we wouldn't rebuy them. We give you a little synopsis of what we thought of the actual bottle. How did you like that word, huh? You're supposed to yell like Pee Wee Herman before we start on that one. So, all right, we'll start with one that's kind of controversial. Not even controversial, but I don't know where to go on this one for me. But all right, so we just go through and we'll let you know what we think of them all. So this one is the Hofstadler's Slow and Low and Rockin' Rye whiskey. It's 84 proof. We got it for $24.99. And honestly, if you want what was it? Not a Manhattan, my old fashioned in a bottle. I mean, it's still 84 proof. It was actually tasty. It's just not my cup of tea.
It actually even seemed to have a little fizz in it.
Yeah.
What was it, for $25, and you didn't want to dick around and not do anything.
You got a mixed drink
out there.
Yep.
And somebody sucks at making mixed drinks, and you got to spend time doing their crap all afternoon or all evening. It's not a bad little gig. For the money, it wasn't that big of a deal for me, and it actually didn't taste bad.
No, it was actually very good.
So
it went right down. I can tell you that.
It definitely would go right down.
No,
I didn't notice all the birds and the bees on the back.
No, it's a cool little bottle and stuff like that. But everything about it, I mean, if you want a mixed drink in a bottle, it wasn't a bad choice.
It was actually right there, honestly.
No, it was good. So, all right, on to number 2. This one is the Starlight Distillery bourbon whiskey. We got it it's 92 proof, aged 4 years, and we got it for $50.99. And that should answer all the questions that you have. That was my biggest thing about it. This is tasty, and for a low proof whiskey, lower proof whiskey, it had a lot of flavor. But for $50, 92 proof, it's just a hard sell for me. I would not buy it again. I did enjoy it. But I wouldn't buy it again, me personally.
And probably not. And they probably have 7, 9 different.
They have a bunch of others.
So I would probably step up and try to go for a different proof or even a different flavor.
Yeah, we've had a few different ones, but they were all lower proof so far. But this is one of the ones. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't $60 good or $50 good.
Yeah. That is the dilemma.
Yeah,
there's a lot up there that could keep with it.
Speaking of ones that was worth the money on this one. Although I don't know that we crossed out prices on this one, but this is the Knob Creek Cask Strength Rye Whiskey. This might be one of the oldest bottles we had.
This is probably prior to us even writing prices on them.
Yeah, we had it on there, but this was back. We were on I think the other side of the room on that. This one. This comes in at 119.6 proof. We got it for either $49 or $69.99. I don't know which one. So this happens to be the I can't even read that, limited release 2018. This was super solid. This is just if you're a person, it's not heavy on the rye. It's very caramel-esque. It's just a great drinker. I kept this one for whatever reason.
Was
it
this
sat
a
on the
Scorpio?
shelf for
Is that a diamond?
It doesn't say like a name or anything. You did get it at Ted's though. I remember that when you got it, but
I don't know. I don't usually remember seeing a little dot on there, but
no, they did the two like that were like that for whatever. The one said 2009, the other one. So. All right, speaking of a rye that I really don't know where I'm going to go with this one either. This is the A. Overholt Straight Rye Whiskey. It comes in at, terrible. I can't find it.
100 for some reason?
I don't think it's 100 proof. Nope, it is 95 proof. We got it for $39.99. And this is that Manchaug mash. It was a different one. It went back old school, back to the old things. But to me, it was just all right. I had so many better ryes than this one. It's nothing bad about it. We had to get it in Pennsylvania. Well, we got it in Pennsylvania when Steve was out there. But this wasn't one I would run back and buy again because I've had so many better ryes than that.
Lately, we've had quite a few better ryes. But again, it's not crazy priced either.
No.
$40. So
it would be worth, like if someone said, oh, hey, I want to see that up against something, I wouldn't hate to have to buy it again. It was a good drinker.
Not a $90 bottle.
No, right. It was a good drinker, but it wasn't. Speaking of one that I would not get again, this one is the Dexter Small Batch Wheat, finished in 200-year oak and cherry wood. And every time they say that, it's like that gimmick thing to go on. And we got it for $59.99, and it is 150.3, so 100.6 proof. And again, this one had a weird twang to it. Like it was okay, but for that price, it is not worth even a quarter of that price. I go get my Evan Williams bottle and bond and be happy that it actually tasted good.
And we just did one for less than this. It had way more flavor, and it was cheaper. So
yeah,
again, this is another one. It was a different logo, different color, and we were gonna give it a shot. And
it was a borderline tannic at the end. Like the oak was like weird on it. It just wasn't. It wasn't worth it. That's for sure.
There you go, different and yeah.
One that was way worth it to me is this one. This is the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Traveler Bold and Spicy. It comes in at 107 proof. We got it for $28.75. This is a 500 milliliter instead of the 750. But this is one that I said when I killed it. This had so much taste and flavor, and that little bump and that extra 7 proof. That I wish they sold this, all the time over the counter. You have to get it when you're traveling, like in one of the international. If you go international, you get the duty-free shops. You got to get it there. This was very good.
And I would have to take Tom's word for it because I think I only had the sample and it disappeared. So apparently it was.
This was like number 3. No, we did it. It was like number 3 in our top ride list.
I know, but
it was.
Yeah, I didn't get a sip out of it. So I got the sip.
Another one that was very good, and this is the John J. Bowman. We just killed it in the last blind that we did. Virginia Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's a single barrel. Comes in at 100 proof. We got it for $52.99. The problem with this one is it does not ship to Massachusetts. Otherwise, I'd keep that on there. It really does, because it's actually made by Buffalo Trace. And when we put it up against all that stuff, it really does bring that Buffalo Trace flavor in there with a nice oaky finish on there. I would love to have another bottle of this. It's just a matter of finding one,
It is a matter of finding one. And back to the numbers, I would jump on this all day versus that Dexter, because it's cheaper and way more flavor, and this is the way to go.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. And it always did well in all the blinds that we did too.
It just was better all around.
So this one, again, this just was recently in a blind. This is the Yellowstone Handpicked Collection, the main exclusive that we just did. We just put this up against Danny's his that he had out there, and it got spanked. Like that. Yeah, the Binnies that he had, and the Binnies was so much better than this one. This comes in at 115 proof. We got it for $79.99. When we cracked this one, this was just lighting me up. This was just hot to be hot.
Yeah, it was.
And it didn't have a lot of flavor. It was just hot to be hot. It mellowed out over time. It wasn't a bad pour, but for $79.99, any Ezra, any of the Elijahs, the Larcenies, they're just a better drinker
by far.
For that same
I even like the Bernheim
for less
better
price.
than this.
100%.
So even though it's harder to find a Bernheim, for whatever reason, a lot of stores like this.
I know.
They do this. A lot of our local stores do store picks with this one all the time.
Yeah.
So again, the salesmen or whatever with these guys do a great job.
And it's not a bad pour, but when you put it at that price, you're in stiff competition. This being one of them, I would take one of these or the next one over that all day long. So this one, again, this was just in a blind. So hence where all the stuff went. This is the Larceny Barrel Proof A123. This comes in 125.8 proof. And we got it for an even $60. So not even a question which one is better. I mean, these, and I say it all the time, and I think I took it from one of you guys, so I like to try to, I don't remember who, but some are better than others, but they're all just damn good. And they're all worth it. This back then, too, when we used to get them for $60, it was just nicer,
No, it's a lot nicer.
Oh, yeah. So last but not least, because again, the blinds, we did a lot of blinds, and it was only a little bit in a lot of bottles. This is the Elijah Craig. This is the A123 also. This comes in at 125.6 proof. We got it for $69.99. And even though they're creeping up, they're worth every penny on these things.
Yeah, because everything's probably creeping up. Yeah. So it's just following the trend. But I have a hard time walking by these. They're always very tasty.
They're very good.
So between these and Elijah, for the money, I say you can't go wrong.
I can tell you, too, last night I was drinking and I went off of something else, and then I grabbed one of them just to try, and I was like, I forget how damn good them actually are. It's just a ton of flavor, and it's when you compare it to some of the other ones you think are decent, and then all of a sudden you're like, that is so much better. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well, there you go. That's our Get a Regret. Like always, leave a comment down below whether you agree or disagree with us. And that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.